Weekdays from 9. Mid-mornings with Mike Sweeney.
BBC Radio Manchester.
Right, with me in the studio, I'm here in Wigan, and we've got the studio, it's inside a bus. If you want to come and see us, it's the BBC bus. It's shaped like a bus, it is a bus, and it's got BBC on the side. And there's no way I would ever come to Wigan without having Chonkinfeckle on the programme. And Les and Ian are Chonkinfeckle, and for you, I think the first time we met, was it 3 years ago?
I think it was. I think when you brought the bus first time to Wigan, and
that's just Les and Tim.
It is.
I know you really well.
You should hear what the wife calls me, mate. I'll answer to anything. Yeah, and you very kindly invited us down, and we came and did a couple of songs there. And then I think we did, the last time we saw each other was your Christmas extravaganza last year at the Lowry Theatre, which was an absolute blast.
Well, you do what I think is something unique, and I know that when you started it because you wanted to do something that was indigenous to Wigan, but it's just got bigger and bigger. What song are you going to do for us today?
We're going to do, all these songs are true stories, by the way, and this next one is called 18 in Wigan on a Saturday night.
Okay, fire away.
Okay, up. Well, I missed out on a lots of things, but I can't complain. 'Cause given half the chance, I'd do it all again. I was just that quiet one, me, just that little bit too shy. But if I could have one wish before I die, well, I'd love to be 18 in Wigan on a Saturday night, chasing girls until the morning light. Oh, I'd love to be 18 and have all the things I've seen. I've never seen no like Wigan on a Saturday night. Well, I've travelled all around the world, that could put me to the test. But I must admit, I've always liked getting home the best. And I've never really made that much money, and if I had, I'd have spent a lot. 'Cause up to now, I've always been happy with what I've got. Still, I'd love to be 18 in Wigan on a Saturday night, chasing girls until the morning light. I'd love to be 18 and have all the things I've seen. I've never seen no like Wigan on a Saturday night. It's shocking. Well, it's a very different world than the one I grew up in. I can't believe half the things they do. I mean, have you seen the latest fashion? They're showing tomorrow's washing. When I was their age, well, I haven't got a clue. Still, I'd love to be 18 in Wigan on a Saturday night, chasing girls until the morning light. Oh, I'd love to be 18 and of all the things I've seen, I've never seen no like Wigan on a Saturday night. I'd love to be 18 and of all the things I've seen, I've never seen no like Wigan on a Saturday night.
And a round of applause in here. Tim Cook and Les Hilton are Chonkinfeckle, and that was a cracking song. Thank you so much, mate.
No worries, Mike. Thank you very much for having us.
And hang about and do us another tune.
Certainly will. We're going to have a bacon butty, I think.
Yeah, well, I think a bacon butty is pretty much de rigueur when you're doing an outside broadcast. Live from Wigan, it's a mystery tour with no great mystery attachment, and more from Chonkinfeckle on the way. We're actually here in Wigan. Richard Serling joined me earlier. Richard does the Northern Soul programme on BBC Radio Manchester, and we talked about all things Wigan and all things musical. But I've got a real soft spot because I think the first time I ever came out with the gang on they call it Obese, an outside broadcast. I did one at Sale, and then my next one was here, and went to the Grand Arcade. And they said, look, we're going to get some music down, and these two guys turned up called Chonkinfeckle, Tim Cook and Les Hilton, and this is 3 years ago, and they turned up and started singing songs about Wigan, and I remember thinking this is brilliant. And I mean, proper about Wigan. Not, almost. I mean, really just about Wigan and Wiganers. The lads are with me now. They're going to play a tune in a second or two. But, Tim, when you started this 3 years ago, and you hadn't been going that long, it now seems to, or is it my imagination, have found a real place in music here in Greater Manchester.
I think so. It's a trial. It was a trial and error for us, really, because none of us had tried this kind of collaboration before. Les came from a blues background, and I came from a brass band. I was a drummer in that, you see. So when he said, I want somebody with a gob to put these little Lancashire songs I've got into motion, it was, we said, right, we'll try it. And I think the first thing we ever did, here and outside the pub here, there was a big stage up. And we thought, we've only got 2 songs. How are we gonna do this sort of a thing? So we went out with some backing tracks, and from there on in, it just evolved, and we've gone through a skiffle process. And now I've ended up with this electronic drum kit, which whistles and bells. Les is now on a 12-string mini guitar, but anything goes, basically.
Who are your heroes musically? I've never asked you this before.
I'm an instrumental. I've always been in with television themes. As a kid, bringing up the classic television themes but the Shads, I love the Shads. I've seen them. Queen is my favourite rock band of all time. But basically, anything goes. I was brought up in a classical family. My dad was a church organist, and my mum was a choral singer. So and being the youngest, I was dragged off to piano recitals and organ recitals, and it bored the pants off me. But it must have planted a seed, because now I can really appreciate all that kind of stuff.
Whenever I think of you all singing that song, And Wigan I Am, that you do, which is my favourite, I've got to say, of all the songs you do. And I remember the first time you did it, and I just thought, it says everything. Within a song, it just sort of says, look, this is me, this is where I come from, this is what I do. What song are you going to do for us now?
This is, we're Wigan's Greater Manchester, but to a traditionalist, we're still in Lancashire. And this is called How They Din, Care They Down. It's a Lancashire saying, Beanie, sit down, be quiet. And
what's it called again?
How They Din, meaning shut your mouth.
Right, yeah. Shut it.
And care they down. Calm down, sit down, relax.
So shut up and chill out in today's.
And it sort of made sense to some of the other sayings your mum used to come out with, as this song will explain. When my mum can't be playing on the garden wall, she said, you best come down before you fall. And if you do, I'll swing for you. You can wipe that smile off your face. And she wouldn't even let me go and swim in the cut. She said I'd die of a mangy gut. She goes, if you do, I'll swing for you. That can wipe that smile off your face. How they din, curdy down. How they din and curdy down. I've told you twice, take my advice. I'll not tell you no more. And when me mum was after me, she used to give me to the count of 3. She must have been keen on counting my mum, for she told me 1,000,000 times. She said, take that duster and take that broom. Get up them dancers and tidy your room. Has made your bed, you mun lie in it. Does it look like a blooming hotel? Hey! How they in, curdy down. How they in and curdy down. I've told you twice, take my advice. I'll not tell you no more. When he asked me, Mum, what's for tea? She says, why don't you just wait and see? If it's in, it's in. If it's not, it's not. Do I look like a minute of money? Now, when I see kids running wild, spur the rod, spoil the child. I'd have the little beggars on the run. I sound just like me mum. How did in, carry down. How did in and carry down. I've told you twice, take my advice. I'll not tell you no more. How did in, carry down. How did in and carry down. I've told you twice, take my advice. I'll not tell you no more.
Or as my mum said to me, if you break your leg, don't come running to me. That's
yeah, no. Why? Where would you come up with these sayings?
I don't know. But that one, what do you think it is, a hotel, is the other one. And the other, I mean, mum, because I brought up in sterner times where money was concerned. Mm-hmm. We used to run out of money on Friday quite often. So you ate what was around. To me, what's for tea? tea is what you get, and that was it. There was no
like an Olympic,
there was no discussion about, I don't really like that. And I know sometimes, like, if it was something like butter beans, which I hated when I was a kid, I quite like now, or the other one was boiled bacon ribs and cabbage, and I'd look at it and I think, you've got to eat this, because if you don't eat it, there is nothing else. Do you know what I mean?
No alternative. No.
And my mum used to spit on a hanky and wipe my face as well, which
never did us any harm, did it?
Well,
we're still here.
Well, can you imagine these days your mum
I know.
spitting on it and rubbing your face with it? Great song, lads, but thank
Cheers,
you so
Michael.
much.
Great to see you
Tim
again,
and
pal.
Les, Chonkinfeckle, and a trip to Wigan would never be the same without Chonkinfeckle on the bill. And of course, while we're in Wigan, let's have a bit of this from Neil Diamond, who's from Wigan. He's not really, it was a lie. It was a lie. I just thought I'd throw that in. Can you imagine if I hadn't said anything? They'd gone, oh, I didn't realise that.